Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be about the very public drama between Laura Lee and Christen Dominique. Now, Christen Dominique isn't typically front and center when it comes to drama, but that doesn't necessarily mean she's free and clear of it. If you follow Christen and Laura on social media, you would have likely picked up on the distance between the two over the last few months. The signs have been obvious, and I know a lot of you have noticed as well because I've received a ton of DMs recently inquiring as to the status of their friendship, and up until now, aside from pure speculation, there hasn't really been any concrete evidence of a breakdown in their friendship. Of course, as I said, the signs were all there. We haven't seen the two photographed together in months, they haven't snapped together or done any collabs together, and there's been zero association with each other at events or brand trips they've mutually attended, and we can speculate all day long, but we rarely, if ever, get actual confirmation of truth to our speculation from either side. Now, before we get into the video, let me just say that I have reached out to both Laura and Christen and received statements from both, including screenshots, the whole tea, including the kettle itself, which I will obviously share with you. I also want to put a quick disclaimer out there that yes, I obviously understand that in the grand scheme of things, friendships end all the time, and it's not that serious, but that doesn't mean that people aren't thirsty for the tea. Let's be honest, most of us are here for the drama, so yes, while this may be a petty issue, you're watching for a reason, so let's get into it. Now, I'm going to start off explaining what went down on Twitter. We'll look into some of the accusations flying around, followed by the statements, and then I'll provide my opinion. Okay, so although this drama is actually months old, it became public on July 27th when Laura subtweeted this. Sometimes I have to remember, imitation is the most sincere form of flattery, followed by, they watch, they hate, then they copy. So at this point, we have no idea who her tweets are about. Some speculated that they were in fact about Christen, but again, no proof. The next day being July 28th, Christen tweeted, "This AM I got a text from someone who stopped talking to me out of nowhere a while back. Not gonna stoop to this person's level and enter drama." She followed that tweet with this snap.
So I'm in my car headed to the airport and I get this text from somebody that stopped talking to me a long time ago out of nowhere for no reason and started hanging out with other people. People grow and move on, and that's fine. So I was hurt and I finally let this person go, let the hurt go, and then this person texts me back with some drama saying that the text is literally a picture of my thumbnail in my recent video, and her thumbnail from a video that she did a while back, and it literally the same thumbnail, different story. And I'm just thinking, why? Why am I in your thoughts, and why are you coming at me with drama for like a thumbnail? It's so crazy, it's so childish. Anyways, guys, just keep positive people around you that say positive things, do positive things, and make you feel like a better person. I love you guys. Just keep positivity around you. I just had to get that out of my head.
Christen went on to tweet, "Just because a thumbnail has a similar pic, which others have done before them, doesn't mean that the story inside is the same. Focus on yourself. Instead of creating positivity in the community, there's people trying to spread drama and bring someone down just to get to the top. What we think, say, and do is a reflection of ourselves. Let's all start saying, and doing more positive things, and we all will prosper." Now, even up until this point, we were all still speculating, but our speculation was confirmed when Laura tweeted, "Christen Dominique, you can just act girl, don't be shy," which has since been deleted from Laura's Twitter feed. This is naturally when everyone started chiming in with their thoughts and opinions on the matter, like this tweet to both Laura and Christen asking why they can't just talk it out in person like adults instead of creating negative attention, to which Laura responded with, "I tried." We'll talk more about Laura's response in a bit because I do have a screenshot of it, but let's talk about the thumbnail that Christen was referring to in her snap and subsequent tweet. So on July 26th, Christen uploaded her reaction to her first video using this thumbnail. 6 months earlier, on January 8th, Laura uploaded her reaction to her first video using a very similar, if not identical, thumbnail. So this is what Christen was referring to in her snap when she said that someone, which Laura has since confirmed to me was her, texted her the thumbnail of her recent video along with her own thumbnail from the video she did 6 months prior, essentially implying that Christen copied her. Christen also went on to say in her snap and in this tweet that just because thumbnails are similar, that doesn't necessarily mean the story behind the thumbnail is the same, which I agree is true. However, I watched both videos from start to finish and both stories are essentially the same aside from Christen recreating the lip look from her first video and throwing in a one-liner about an upcoming project she's working on. There were tears, cringy moments, and a few inspirational inspirational quotes in both, but for the most part, all of these reactions to first videos are the same. And yes, I know this is petty as fuck, but we're here for it, so I looked into other first video reaction thumbnails from both of their peers, and it seems as though the finger on the eye crying face isn't typical for these types of videos. The running theme seems to be shocked faces. Of course, these thumbnails are not limited to shock faces, but the only other crying face thumbnail I found from their own peers, of course, was Shani Grimmond. Now, after Laura publicly confirmed that she was in fact talking about Christen, and although neither of them confirmed 100% which thumbnail they were referencing, everyone had already put two and two together. People called hypocrisy on Laura, as seen in this tweet from one of her supporters attaching side-by-side pics saying, "But wait, isn't this the same thing, just you in quotes copying hers? I'm a fan of you, but this is childish." The same side-by-side pics were used in this tweet to Laura from another supporter saying, "I know, right? Laura, you're one of my top 5 fave YouTubers, but this is petty and disappointing coming from you," to which Laura replied with, "Psych, you didn't go back far enough. Try again." So, you know me, I wanted to see if that was true, so I decided to go all the way back to the beginning of Laura's channel, and it does appear that the preceding tweets were in fact inaccurate comparisons, because Laura's Do's and Don'ts series dates back to October 30th, 2014 as seen here, followed by September 27th, 2015, January 31st, March 6th, March 28th, July 26th, 2016, and the most recent being July 15th, 2017. Christen began doing do's and don'ts videos on July 28th, 2016, which is the thumbnail in question, followed by April 12th, 2017, and the most recent being July 19th, 2017. Do these two thumbnails look just as similar as the reacting video thumbnails? They sure do. Is it possible that Laura copied Christen in the makeup do's and don'ts thumbnail, and in turn Christen copied Laura in the reaction to my first video thumbnail? Absolutely. However, Laura has been using the same font on her do's and don'ts videos since January 2017. But I do agree that the placement of the do's and don'ts in the same font is questionable. Could both of these instances be coincidences? That's also a possibility, but I'm inclined to think that this is a little bit of tit for tat. That's just my opinion and my conspiracy. Another thing I wonder about is the timing of everything. Laura has been teasing her merch and makeup line for quite some time now. She uploaded a video on July 23rd announcing her makeup line with a few sneak peeks. 3 days later, Christen uploads her video, which happens to be the exact same video in question with respect to the thumbnails being her reaction to her first YouTube video, and within that video announces that she's working on a big project. On July 28th, Trend Mood announces that Christen is coming out with her own makeup line. Now, I don't know if this was another one of Trend Mood's premature ejaculations and that she knew it was a makeup line Christen was alluding to, or she just assumed. Trend Mood does get inside information from makeup companies, and that's how she's had so many quote-unquote accidental leaks. Now, Christen didn't speak to the accuracy of Trend Mood's post, but she did reply to someone on Twitter asking whether it was a makeup line by saying maybe, maybe not, which is an obvious yes. Now, this is the first time we're hearing of this new project from Christen. This is the first tease. 3 days after Laura's video, she uploads using an identical thumbnail, and I'm starting to notice some sort of pattern going on here. I'm not saying it's all Christen or all Laura, but in my opinion, something is definitely up. Whether they're playing tit for tat, I don't know. I think there are just too many instances to believe it's all a coincidence. The real tea here is that it's obvious that this whole situation is not about a fucking thumbnail. It goes much deeper than that, and in my opinion, the thumbnail was just the icing on the cake, the straw that broke the camel's back, the tipping point, whatever the fuck you want to say. They were good friends at one point and things went sour, so obviously feelings are involved and there's tension between them. Let's get into the statements. So according to Laura, she confirmed that the drama between herself and Christen is about 5 months old and that there have been little things along the way that have caused her to get her back up. She didn't say exactly what those things were, but she did say on that day she saw Christen's thumbnail and decided to text her with both of their thumbnails side by side, and she didn't like the response she received from Christen. From my understanding, they traded a few texts and left off on the same terms they started the conversation out on. Christen went on to snap and tweet about the situation, and Laura tweeted that Christen could @ her. Laura also indicated several times that she did not wish to portray Christen in a negative light, polite and questioned whether texting her was the right decision. She also advised that she tried to keep the issue private and professional, but I guess, and this is me saying this, not Laura, but I guess after the text conversation and Christen's subsequent tweets and snap, her emotions got the best of her, and yes, I do realize that the subtweeting began the night before. Personally, I don't think there's anything wrong with the fact that she texted her. I probably wouldn't have started out the conversation with a plagiarism accusation, but I do get that sometimes things build up and emotions get the best of us and we explode at the pettiest things. At the same time, I wouldn't respond well to a text like that either. I think that this would have been a totally different situation if maybe Laura didn't lead a conversation with an accusation, but again, we don't know the ins and outs of their friendship. We just know what we see, and I see both sides here because I can actually picture myself sending a text like that out of frustration, and I can see myself responding rudely to a text like that. As for Christen's statement, she actually sent me screenshots of their actual conversation and gave me permission to use anything I wanted from our conversation. So here's the initial text from Laura to Christen showing the two thumbnails side by side together with the word girl. ... Christen responded with, "Girl, no offense, I think you're a great artist, but I am in no way trying to copy you in the slightest bit. I don't even watch your videos, boo. I can't. It hurts to see someone I cared for just drop me out of their life for no reason. I've been waiting to do this video for a while because I was trying to find the courage to actually show my beginning because of how little knowledge and stuff I had. I don't know if you actually saw the video, but it was very close to my heart and I literally started from nothing at all, not even the right tools, so talking about it and being grateful for what we have now is surreal. I don't know if you knew this, but there are others out there with the same thumbnail. I thought I'd show them so you know." And then she went on to send a few examples, and Laura responded with, "Girl, just stay in your lane. I'm trying to stay professional with you." Christen then responded with, "Excuse me, who do you think you're talking to?" And Laura responded with, "I have absolutely no idea who I'm talking to anymore. If 5 different YouTubers texted me your video saying you copied, then ... Christen responded with, "You know what? I don't have time for your drama. Think twice before you come at me the way you just did." And then Laura responded with, crying laughing emoji, "Okay, ... And that was the end of the conversation. Christen went on to tell me that she was not out to make anyone look bad, but she felt pushed to the edge with this situation. She was also clear that she was not responding to me to speak badly about Laura, she simply wanted to provide the facts. She indicated that she had been silent about this situation for a while, but that she had had it after the indirect tweets, so she expressed herself on Twitter. She continued by saying that she wishes her the best and hoped that she continues her success, but also said that she, as in herself, isn't perfect either, and she doesn't think any of us are, and that sometimes we react with emotion without thinking things through, which I definitely agree with. My thoughts on this matter is that this situation was the cherry on top of a broken friendship. I think they were both emotional and acted without thinking things through, as Christen said. I don't think there was anything wrong with the way Christen responded, but to be fair, there's obviously much more to this story than we know. Do I believe it's really about thumbnails? No, but I do believe that there was a tit for tat moment going on there for sure. Again, we don't know the dynamics of their friendship and we don't know why their friendship ended. Friendships end all the time, but what I did respect them both for was the fact that they were not interested in talking shit about each other. I know people were quick to jump on the Christen bandwagon over Laura, but just because you don't see someone's drama doesn't mean it's not there. In my opinion, there are no sides to take in this situation. I think it's actually sad because at one point they were very close friends and it's never easy ending a friendship. In this instance, I actually think they both lose. Okay, you guys, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts below, but please keep in mind that this really isn't about a petty thumbnail and we only know what we see. Thank you guys so much for watching and I'll talk to you guys again soon in my next video. Bye!